GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Hart. The Fair Price Protection Act just went into effect, protecting New Jersey shoppers from data-driven price hikes, and a waterspout briefly touched down off Cape May Point. Traffic is light with only minor delays, and the beach forecast looks great. Over to you, Jake.
Coyotes have been spotted more frequently throughout Wildwood neighborhoods after several residents began feeding them at dusk over the past week.
Local wildlife officials report that the increased feeding has led to a noticeable rise in coyote activity near park trails and residential backyards this month.
The town's animal control department has posted flyers advising residents to secure trash and avoid direct feeding to discourage further coyote habituation.
Lots to get to, Jessica, but first, the news awaits. Let's begin our morning together with fresh updates for everyone. Good evening, Wildwoods. Governor Mickey Sherrill signed the Fair Price Protection Act today, a statewide measure aimed at stopping grocery stores and delivery apps from using shoppers' personal data to set higher prices. The new law bars any retailer from adjusting costs based on information such as purchase history, location, or browsing habits. Supporters say the rule will keep pricing transparent and protect everyday New Jersey families from hidden discrimination. The legislation applies across all supermarkets, convenience markets, and online food delivery platforms operating in the state. By prohibiting data-driven price spikes, officials hope to create a more level playing field for every consumer, whether they shop in store or order through an app. Industry groups say they will adjust pricing models, while the Attorney General's office will oversee compliance. The act marks the latest step in New Jersey's broader push for stronger consumer protection policies.
Yesterday, a waterspout touched down in Delaware Bay just off Cape May Point, briefly making landfall in Cape May County. The National Weather Service confirmed the vortex formed over the bay as part of Tuesday's storm system, marking the latest event in a recent New Jersey tornado outbreak. Officials said the funnel reached the water's surface, skimmed the shoreline briefly, and caused no injuries with limited damage to a few coastal structures. Meteorologists noted the rapid development aligns with the unsettled weather pattern that has produced several weak tornadoes across the state this week. Residents were warned to stay alert for sudden gusts and debris, while emergency crews inspected the affected area to ensure safety. The funnel persisted for 5 minutes before dissipating, prompting Coast Guard to issue a marine advisory for vessels in the vicinity. Local officials are reviewing the incident as part of state response to the outbreak.
4 tornadoes ripped through New Jersey last Tuesday, the National Weather Service confirmed. Touchdowns occurred in Mount Olive, Stanhope, Pine Brook, and Cape May Point, each leaving a trail of downed trees and damaged structures. The storm system, described as unusually strong, marked the state's most significant tornado outbreak since 2023. Emergency crews responded across the affected towns, clearing debris and assessing damage while power crews worked to restore electricity. Local officials reported that several homes sustained roof loss and that a handful of vehicles were overturned. No fatalities were announced, though a few injuries required medical attention. The broader severe weather event swept much of the state, prompting warnings for high winds and heavy rain in surrounding counties. Authorities continue to monitor conditions as cleanup efforts proceed today.
And J101.5's Thursday Beach and Surf Outlook calls for a warm, sunny day along the Jersey Shore, with highs near 82 degrees and light breezes off the Atlantic. The water temperature is expected to hover around 74 degrees, making it comfortable for swimmers. Surfers can look forward to modest swells of 1 to 1.5 feet, building into a steady rhythm by mid-afternoon. The boardwalks from Cape May up to Atlantic City should stay dry, though occasional cloud patches may drift inland. In Wildwood, tide charts show a mid-morning high tide followed by a low tide mid-evening, ideal for families planning a sandcastle session or a quick dip. The forecast also notes a slight chance of isolated showers near the bays later in the day, so packing a light rain jacket won't hurt. Overall, conditions appear perfect for a day of sun, surf, and seaside strolls.
Later today, the popular burger chain will open its 4th New Jersey restaurant, adding to a statewide push to meet growing demand. The new spot, location details pending, marks the chain's continued expansion across the Garden State. Company officials say the addition reflects strong customer appetite and supports the brand's strategy to broaden its footprint. This opening follows 3 earlier New Jersey sites that have drawn steady crowds. With the 4th location, the chain aims to bring its signature menu to more local diners and keep pace with competitors expanding in the region. Residents can expect the same quick service and familiar flavors that have driven the chain's growth, now extending further into neighborhoods throughout the state. The opening is also expected to create several dozen new jobs and bring additional foot traffic to nearby businesses, reinforcing the chain's role in the local economy. Coming up, we'll dive into Wildwood's boardwalk rehab progress despite a funding gap, plus the latest on that waterspout. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. Up next, Jake Callahan brings the latest local stories you need to hear.
Wildwood city officials announced they will move forward with the next phase of the boardwalk rehabilitation project today. The work aims to repair aging planks, upgrade lighting, and improve drainage along the popular waterfront promenade. Although federal support of nearly $4 million remains uncertain, the city is proceeding with the municipal share to keep the iconic boardwalk safe and attractive for both residents and visitors. Officials say the timing aligns with the summer tourist season, hoping fresh improvements will boost local businesses and preserve the historic character of the shoreline. Construction crews are slated to begin clearing debris and installing new support structures within the next few days. The City Council expects the phase to run through the early fall, with regular updates provided to the public. Mayor Alina Ruiz will attend the groundbreaking ceremony on Thursday afternoon.
City officials are warning Wildwood residents that coyote sightings have risen sharply after several households began feeding the animals in a neighborhood near the river. Wildlife biologists say the supplemental food encourages the predators to linger around backyards, increasing the risk of encounters with children and pets. The Department of Natural Resources has opened a hotline for reports and is planning additional patrols to monitor the situation. Authorities stress that feeding wildlife is illegal under municipal bylaws and can lead to habituation, making coyotes less fearful of humans. Residents are asked to secure garbage, remove birdseed, and avoid leaving meat scraps outdoors. Neighbors have reported hearing frequent howls after dusk, and local veterinarians are preparing for possible wildlife-related injuries. The city will hold a public information session next week to discuss humane deterrent methods and long-term management strategies for the growing coyote population. Now let's check tonight's skies and surf conditions for the Jersey Shore.
A strengthening high-pressure ridge and a brisk southwest dictate tonight's clear, stable finish. July 23rd has seen extremes that still stand out. The all-time high of 88 degrees was set in 2022 during a multi-day heat wave that pushed the region into the upper 80s, well above the usual 75-degree summer norm. Conversely, the record low of 58 degrees fell in 2025 when a lingering Arctic front slipped south, dropping temperatures into the high 50s despite typical lows near 63. Those outliers remind us how the jet can swing dramatically, but today's numbers sit comfortably within normal range. Scanning the live radar, the screen is blank, no rain echoes across the basin. The high-pressure dome overhead suppresses lift, while the fast southwest jet aloft slices the atmosphere, steering any moisture eastward out of the Great Lakes. With the ridge strengthening, we expect clear skies to persist over Wildwood for the next several hours, clearing the way for tonight's final push into the forecast. At 6 p.m., Wildwood sits at 73 degrees with a clear sky and a gentle east wind of 9 miles per hour. High pressure is building, nudging upward and sealing in dry, stable air, while a powerful 92-mile-per-hour southwest jet streams overhead, capping any surface lift. With humidity near 59%, the night will remain comfortably dry through sunset. At 8:19 p.m. the UV index reads 8, but sunlight will fade quickly as clouds stay absent. Tonight's low will dip to 64 degrees, a modest drop supported by radiational cooling under the clear dome. No watches or warnings are in effect, and the atmosphere will stay quiet as we move toward tomorrow's outlook. Looking ahead, Friday brings a high of 77 degrees and a low near 63 as an overcast layer moves in from the west, signaling the first hint of moisture after a dry spell. Saturday returns to clear skies, holding steady at 77 degrees with a low of 63, allowing the night to recover its diurnal swing. Sunday remains bright and clear, matching the high of 77 and easing to a low of 66, a perfect setup for outdoor activities. Monday ushers in a warm surge, reaching 81 degrees under clear conditions and only dropping to 72 at night, driven by a strengthening ridge and the same southwest jet that has kept the region dry. Tuesday introduces a slight cool down to 79 degrees, overcast with a 35% chance of rain as a weak frontal boundary nudges the flow southward. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
We've got traffic delays, the Flyers contract move, and a booming St. George's Beach outlet after 4th of July. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
US 9 is the biggest holdup right now. A downed pole and live wires have shut both lanes south of Main Street in Middle Township, forcing traffic onto the side streets and adding roughly 10 to 15 minutes of delay for anyone heading toward Wildwood or the boardwalk. Motorists are advised to use Route 2 or County Road 3 as alternatives, but expect some congestion there as drivers reroute. The rest of the highway network is moving smoothly. Interstate 95, Route 6 and the local avenues are clear. No transit issues to report this afternoon, so the bus and trolley lines are running on schedule. Looking ahead, the down pole should be cleared by early evening, and traffic is expected to return to normal after sunset. Keep an eye on the live feed if you're on US 9, but otherwise you should have a steady ride through the afternoon.
The calendar's quiet today, but keep an eye on tomorrow's Boardwalk Craft Show and the Wildwood Crest Christmas in July Festival and Boat Parade later this week. Check back for more details as the week unfolds. And now here's Luke with sports.
Here's the latest on Philadelphia's teams and the upcoming Eagles clash. The Flyers shook the NHL by submitting a 5-year $90 million offer sheet for Leo Carlsson earlier this month. Anaheim matched the deal, but general manager Pat Verbeek was left to overpay for Pavel Mintyukov, signing him to a 5-year, $7.2 million average contract, according to Broad Street Hockey. Alex McFarlane took the mound for the Phillies, logging his first major league appearance in a recent game. The rookie reliever entered the contest and delivered a scoreless inning, marking a milestone for the club as reported by Phillies Nation. During Wednesday's 9-5 loss to the Dodgers, catcher Rafael Marchand suffered a ninth-inning injury after fielding a routine ball from debuting reliever Alex McFarlane. He signaled for the trainer, prompting an on-field visit, as detailed by Phillies Nation. Interim manager Don Mattingly reviewed Tuesday night's base-running miscue that cost the Phillies a potential walk-off against the Dodgers, citing a communication lapse with runners on second and third. He also provided updates on injuries to J.T. Realmuto, Garrett Stubbs, and Nick Trevino per Phillies Nation. The Eagles' upcoming Week 10 home game pits Philadelphia against the Steelers following the bye. Key additions include head coach Mike McCarthy, cornerback Jamel Dean, running back Rico Dowdle, and receiver Michael Pittman, while the Steelers have lost coach Mike Tomlin, guard Isaac Sumalo, and running back Kenneth Gainwell, according to Bleeding Green Nation. Former NHL star Trevor Zegras weighed in on the Flyers' bold Leo Carlsson offer sheet, noting the historic $90 million proposal sparked league-wide discussion. He praised the Flyers' willingness to reshape contract norms, even though Anaheim ultimately matched the deal per Broad Street Hockey.
St. George's Beach outlet on the boardwalk has just unveiled its first expansion, adding a bright new sun-capped patio and extra shelves for the summer must-haves that locals love. This family-owned retail shop, known for its surfwear, beach toys, and local crafts, saw a 55% jump in sales during the 4th of July week as tourists flocked to the shore and the weather stayed perfect. That surge turned what could have been a slow season start into solid momentum, allowing the owners to hire 2 more staff members and bring in fresh inventory. It's a reminder that a thriving boardwalk shop keeps the whole neighborhood buzzing, and for Wildwood families, St. George's is the go-to spot for a sunny smile. And later, we'll celebrate the new burger joint opening its 4th New Jersey spot, bringing fresh flavor to our boardwalk scene.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
On the boardwalk of the Wildwoods, families and retirees gathered Saturday, umbrellas blooming like a field of sunflowers. The crowd, a mix of longtime locals and first-time visitors, waited as the city's mayor stepped up to the microphone, a ribbon of golden sand stretching behind her. Today the Free Beaches earned the top spot in USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards, marking the third straight year the Wildwoods have been voted New Jersey's best shoreline. As the announcement echoed, a group of children leapt into the surf, their laughter mixing with gulls' calls, while an elderly couple, hand in hand, smiled at the familiar sunrise they've watched for decades. What makes the honor special isn't just a trophy, it's the feeling of community that rises with each tide. Residents spoke of sand-filled picnics, spontaneous volleyball games, and the way the ocean's rhythm steadies the town's heartbeat. In that moment, the award felt like a shared sunrise, a reminder that this stretch of coast belongs to everyone who walks its dunes. And that's why, day after day, the Wildwoods remain a place where we all feel a little more at home.
On the boardwalk beside the neon-lit carousel, city historian Maya Patel watches a group of kids lean over a laptop, eyes widening as a crackling 1960s surf track spills into the salty air. The city of Wildwood has just rolled out the Wildwood Virtual Music History Tour, an interactive online journey that lets anyone, from a downtown retiree to a cousin on the other coast, step onto a digital map of the town's legendary stages. A click on the map drops you into the faded ballroom of the Atlantic City-style lounge where a young Frankie Valli once sang, and a soft piano riff from the 1950s jukebox fills the room. The tour stitches together vintage photographs, black and white snapshots of teenagers dancing under string lights, with short audio clips that capture the rhythm of a bygone era. As Maya plays a recording of the local surf band the Beachcombers, the children tap their feet, feeling the pulse of a community that has always lived to the beat of the sea. It's a reminder that even when we're apart, music can bring Wildwood's spirit right into our living rooms.
Thank you, Wildwood, for joining us on the local sunset. Tonight's glimpse of the waterspout off Cape May Point reminded us how quickly nature can surprise. I'm Jessica Hart, and I look forward to bringing you more news and stories tomorrow. Stay safe and see you then.